on this journey, be nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself. Again, this sounds like the most ridiculous, simple advice. How can this possibly help me? You are probably meaner to yourself than you are to any other person on the planet. I know for me that I say things to myself that no one else could even conceive of saying. I have insulted myself and hurt myself and harmed myself for decades before I had my awakening. And I still do from time to time. Being kind to yourself is one of the most difficult things we can do because we are trained to judge. We are trained to judge ourselves and to find ourselves lacking. We are trained to find all the things that are wrong with us rather than just embracing the things that are right. Rather than looking at things from a learning perspective. We will beat ourselves up for not being perfect about something. Or even for something simple. For me, I'm a klutz. So if I dropped something, it was hours of me berating myself and calling myself names and, cursing myself out in my head while I'm acting normal on the outside. Being nice to yourself is a lot more difficult than what we think as well. I want you to go 3 minutes, just to be in your regular day, not like I'm going to sit and meditate for 3 minutes. Just take a few minutes in your regular life and don't think anything mean about yourself. Don't put yourself down. Don't belittle yourself. Don't think, of course, someone would not love me, look at me, or whatever. Don't think any of that. Only think kind things about yourself. And if you say something mean, like, no, that's not true, or, no, can't you look at me, I'm disgusting, or whatever it is, or I don't deserve whatever it is. If you interrupt your 3 minutes, start over. Being nice to yourself is far more difficult than being nice to others. Because first of all, there's no one to hold you accountable if you're mean to yourself. Nobody knows you're doing it. You can do it silently. We are trained to punish ourselves. From childhood, if we do something wrong, we get punished. If we say something wrong, if we make a wrong choice, if we break something, we get punished. But then when we become adults, there's no one to punish us but us. And so we will spend years in self-punishment cycles over things that were not our fault, or over things that even if they were our fault, are long gone. You don't need to still be punishing yourself for something from 10 years ago. If you are sorry, if you learned from it, you can let it go. You can move on. And the way to do that is to forgive yourself. That's a step forward from where we are now. But being nice to yourself, loving yourself unconditionally. So loving yourself without conditions, exactly as you are today. That is the key to all of this. So I put the master key right in the middle of all of these. And if you are going to be following along through our months of courses on our journey, there is going to be an entire month about the simple spirituality of self, loving ourselves unconditionally. That's a tough month. That's a tough topic. But it's so important. Know thyself, love thyself. Because you carry a piece of divine within you, and every bad thing that you say, who do you think is listening to that? You are essentially insulting divine energy. Would you say that to an angel? Would you say that to your guide? Would you say that to your Grammy, who is your guardian angel now? That you are a horrible piece of garbage? Or that you are disgusting and you deserve to die alone? Or whatever your particular tick is? Would you say that to them? Because essentially that's what we're doing. Being nice to ourselves, learning to love ourselves unconditionally is kind of the purpose of this. When you love yourself unconditionally, you can fully embrace the energy of divine that rides within you. And as I said, we're going to dig into this super deep during the months to come. This is the cornerstone. This is the keystone for the entire journey, for the entire building that we're building here. Love yourself as is right now, exactly as you are. Because you are divine in this very moment. You carry a piece of the light right now, exactly as you are. You were chosen to carry this particular piece of divine and to have this experience. Say thank you. Be grateful, even for the bad parts. Love the bad parts of you even more, even as you're trying to change them. Accept yourself fully where you are today, and you will find things changing in your life so quickly that you won't still be at that place. I know it sounds deceptively simple. It is simple, but not easy. They are simple to say, not easy to do. So let's have some questions. What is your go-to when it comes to beating yourself up? How are you unkind to yourself? How can you change that? What can you do to be nicer to yourself? Are you willing to be vigilant every day, to pay attention to that, to correct that, to say the opposite? Because that reprogramming process, that's how we overcome it. That's how we learn to love ourselves. Reprogramming the narrative that we carry. What's your narrative? And who's doing the narrating? Those will give you some deep insights into that.